Hey guys, this is Domingo. I just wanted to let you know that in this interview me and Lily are interviewing KAP Bakery, the owners and bakers of of KAP Bakery. It's two of the nicest people I've met in a while. They make great keto / low carb cookies and muffins and stuff like that. You'll hear all about it in this upcoming in the interview. We talk about what they make, where they sell their stuff at. We talk about Pokemon for a bit. That was a great part of the interview for me. But, that and they gave us cookies. And I'm going to let you go so I can finish this cookie that they gave us, a chocolate chunk cookie. Yeah. Well, y'all have a good time. Hope y'all enjoy the interview. See ya. Well, we're here with, you want to introduce yourselves?
Kelsey.
And Peter of KAP Bakery.
Okay. So how long have y'all been doing this?
The bakery started last summer is when we first started over at Weston Farmers Market by the Weston Plaza. Since then, we've moved over behind Wild West Vintage Decor, but it's the same market. And
where's that at?
It's over on 19th Street.
Specifically 8116 19th Street.
I'm trying. Is it like going towards Level Land?
It is going towards Level Land.
Yeah.
It's behind this.
Okay,
I think
I
it's
know
an
where it's
antique
at.
shop.
Yeah.
Right? Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. Well, what made y'all want to start doing this? Like, what, aside from you guys being on the keto diet, what made y'all want to go out and sell it?
Well, we had a friend who lived in town who actually gave us the idea. She's since graduated and moved away. Mm-hmm. But she was like, you guys bake so well. Even before keto, we made her cupcakes and stuff. She's like, I'm betting more people would like it. Yeah. You could probably go out and sell it.
Yeah.
And we thought, that'd be a real good thing to do because this stuff's not convenient. You can't find it.
Yeah.
Keto is not something that's in groceries.
Gluten-free is so rare.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how keto can be.
So we decided to take a shot, and here we are now.
Okay. Has it been have y'all had quite a lot of people coming and pretty much saying thank y'all for making this? Because thank you for making this because I don't know how.
It's gotten more common this year. So we started out last year. It seemed a little shaky. We weren't sure if we were gonna make it through. So we gave it our best shot. We started doing things because I know we know it's kind of hard to gain trust since you have to be transparent. You can't just say, oh yeah, this is keto. Well, what are you using it? What kind of sugar are you using? What kind of flours are you using? So you kind of have to build trust a little to begin with.
And at this point, we've made several connections in the community who have other connections, and so the word's been spreading a little bit, and we've been getting steadily more business throughout, especially this year.
Yeah, word of mouth is so important. I feel like that's probably the best way to get business.
So do y'all have we were talking earlier, y'all don't have y'all's own store, do y'all? Is it just y'all just sell at that farmer's market, correct?
The only place you can find us in person and browse our selection is on Saturdays at the farmer's market. We're there 9 to 3. But anytime you want, you can go onto our website at kapbakery.wordpress.com. And we have our entire menu there, along with how to order, and the prices. Cool. And you can order at any point. We do pickup and delivery Monday through Friday. You can pick up for free at the Saturday market. We take Sundays off.
Yeah.
But just let us have 2 days to make it and make it fresh for you. That's all we ask.
That's not bad, though.
So what made y'all want to do, because I know you said you were good at baking before, what made y'all want to do keto and low carb?
I missed cookies. And you can't find them. You have to maybe eat half an Oreo or something, and that's it. And Peter
can do that. That's impossible.
Peter would make me cookies for holidays and Valentine's Days, and so we were like, let's give it a shot, and turned out we're good at it.
You should probably start at the beginning though.
What?
What got us started on this to begin with?
Oh, the whole change happened because my dad was diagnosed as type 2 diabetic, and it was out of the blue. I mean, he's not the epitome of health, but it was kind of from left field. Mm-hmm. But within a few months, his doctor had put him on Atkins, and he lost about 50 pounds. And the only reason that's really surprising is he doesn't have a thyroid. Not at all. And that has a huge portion to play in your metabolism.
Yeah.
So just the fact that he could drop 50 pounds in a few months and lay it off, I'm like, what are you doing? Maybe we should try this.
Yeah. So then, we noticed this huge drop in weight, and I was like, okay, I want in on this.
Yeah.
So we looked around, we found some great support communities, like how do they eat, how do you live like this? And what really sold me on the thing was, you're telling me I can still eat bacon and eggs for breakfast.
Yeah.
Like, all right, sure. Like I don't need to eat toast. I'll have bacon.
Yeah, exactly.
And it started there. We started late October 2016, just eating keto, eating low carb, and the weight kind of just flew off.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Do you mind if y'all send us your before picture?
Sure.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Like, it's just night and day. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big difference, especially when you look at like that picture now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's lost 100. I've lost about 70.
Oh,
Well,
So,
other than like the
yeah.
weight loss, like what other kind of health benefits would you say after researching and everything does keto have for you?
Well, personally, I was healthy, but overweight. I was steadily getting more unhealthy, according to my doctors, but I still wasn't like, hey, you need to do something. But even without a bunch of health issues, losing the weight helped an old injury on my back, so it doesn't flare up as much. You know, my knees, my ankles feel better, even though I didn't think they felt bad before.
Yeah.
I have more mental clarity. My acne has gone away for the most part. Being a girl. But my skin got clearer. My hair's stronger, prettier.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a lot of aesthetics.
Yeah.
But for him,
No, I'm the
he
one
had
that had the
medical
health problems.
Oh, yeah.
I had high blood pressure. I was pre-diabetic.
Sleep apnea,
Sleep apnea.
which includes snoring.
So every couple of
I had
nights,
insomnia.
every couple of nights, I'd wake up and have heartburn and probably sit out here with a gallon of water, just hoping it'd go away. Maybe like down a few couple tons.
Oh, yeah.
And no, then it's all gone now.
Ever since you progressively lost the weight on keto, and
Yeah, it took a
got
few
rid of all
months.
the-
It wasn't overnight, obviously. But after the first, say, 10 pounds, the heartburn went away. After the next 10 pounds, his sleep apnea went away. After the next 10 pounds, we went to the doctor and the high blood pressure was gone. It was a steady progression is more what it was.
But it's also because we did spend about a good 20 years of our life eating the way that got us to that weight
Yeah.
to begin with.
Yeah.
So for most of these problems to be resolved in the span of a year and a half, it's quite interesting considering how much abuse we've done to our bodies up to that point.
Yeah, that's amazing, honestly.
Is the keto diet? Is that all y'all do, or do y'all like work out, or?
We don't work out. I mean, I do occasionally, but not like you would think. I have a Zumba tape and
Yeah, just
It's like-
something to get you moving every now and then.
this morning we spent about 2 hours hoeing the yard. It's like so it's exercise.
Yeah.
You know, we walk to class, bike to class. You know.
But as for actually going to the gym or lifting weights, running on a treadmill, no.
No.
Yeah, I pick up weights probably like once a quarter.
Yeah.
I'm like
That
a
seems
A
Right.
business. Wow. Okay. All right. So y'all go to tech?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are y'all going for? What year are y'all?
Well, I had a few stumbling blocks about what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, and what my goal is I'm a human sciences major, which is a special program at Tech that means you take 3 minors, 2 of which are in the human sciences section, and those 3 minors make up your major, just under the kind of umbrella.
Yeah.
So I'm doing personal finance because I was never taught any of that,
Yeah.
so it's kind of important. Human sciences, which is interaction with people and how to deal with people and social things.
Yeah.
And then my third's going to be
Social
nutrition.
activities. Well, I mean, all of those would fall really good into you guys trying to build a business,
Yeah.
obviously, in the future. So,
Yeah.
I was hoping that would help a little bit.
Yeah, it will, for
I don't
sure.
know how yours goes
No,
with
mine wouldn't
business,
fit because
yeah.
I'm a senior in environmental engineering, but I'm going after my master's in that.
Okay.
Oh wow, so you're like a smart cookie then, huh? A keto cookie.
Yeah.
All right, I tried it.
It's okay, Domingo, you tried. What do you plan on doing with that?
That's a good question. Mostly because the program at Tech focuses on more on water resources, so I could work on helping the water treatment plants around here. Because I know we live in a water-stressed area, so I could put my knowledge and talents to use in the area, trying to make sure that we have a stable water supply. I could work for the landfill that's north of town, or well, we'll see.
Yeah, that's neat. So right now is this Keto Bakery y'all's main source of, like, if you're not doing school, you're not doing, that, you're doing this?
Well, I had a job before the summer came, but I couldn't take that much time off for the bakery, so I had to quit.
Okay.
Whenever school starts back up, I'm hoping to get another part-time job.
Yeah.
But his parents help us out when they can. My parents help us out when they can. And I have savings, I do. And so we're set, but yeah, the only income at this point is the bakery.
Okay, well, that's cool. I mean, at least it's picking up and getting
Yeah, that helps.
more business. Yeah, for sure.
How did y'all meet?
We actually met at college. At that point, I was going for an engineering degree, so it was kind of easy to cross paths. And we ended up 3 classes together. And it's like, hey, I know you. I don't know anyone else in this room.
Yeah.
200. Let's sit together.
Yeah.
And so we started dating that semester, and that was, I don't want to say I'm old. That was like 6-7 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It's like that makes me feel old.
But y'all talk to people in classes? I never did that.
Well, we had met at a summer camp for
Okay.
the freshmen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of not like the orientation here, because it was a different school, a different college.
Kind of think of like helping you get ready for college. So, like, hey, we're gonna put you in the dorms for 3 weeks. You're gonna learn the ropes, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you know.
here's how it is. Here's dorm food. Here's
And that was a lot smaller than a freshman class would be. It was about 300 people total.
something like that.
That's not too
And there are only like 3 classes, so you got stuck with the same people. It was easy to make
Friends.
friends.
bad.
Yeah.
Are you guys originally from here?
I grew up in Missouri. Middle of nowhere, Missouri. No one would know where.
Yeah.
I'm actually from Houston.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Did you like Houston? I hated it when I lived there.
No, I loved
It was
it.
too humid.
Domingo.
I'm fine there.
Oh, it was just humid for me. Well, I was a little tot too, so
No,
I never say tot. Sorry. But I was a little kid. Hey, I was a little kid. Then we moved back. We went to Sundown. I don't know if y'all know where that's at. I doubt it. Nobody ever knows.
It's like the town that you're from in Missouri.
Okay,
It's
got
just
it.
like a little oil
No
field
one knows
town.
about
There's
it.
one
Yeah.
store, one light that no one
Gotcha.
ever stops at. But
Yeah, it's just blinking. Anyways.
it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't even. It's not red, green, or yellow. It's just.
Yeah, it's just
Constant
it's random.
blinking. Yeah.
But yeah, I lived in Houston for a little bit, and I'm like, so I was just too small. I really couldn't do anything like on my own, so
No.
I never really got to explore.
I did. If you want to explore, you basically have to cut it out into like pieces, because if you want to explore the whole town in one day, good luck.
Yeah, it's a huge town.
It's
A
really
lot of
huge.
traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when it would rain, our roads would flood, and I was like, they don't. It's like Tech. Tech has
Yeah.
like not a very good like water draining system.
No.
No.
Yeah, they do. It's called the street.
I know how to go into class. I
Help
had to
people's
cross the
lawns.
street, and my pants would be all wet and up to like my knees, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Take your canoe.
yeah. And I'd always skip those classes every now and then.
Yeah.
I hated that.
Yeah, some teachers cancel them nowadays.
Yeah.
Some.
Like,
Yeah.
we know it's flooded. We'll just send you this stuff through email. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But some of them are like, I'm already on campus. You better get
You
your
have to
butt
be
to
here
campus
too,
too.
yeah.
I hated that. So how I seen that y'all had a bunch of like Pokemon stuff, which surprised me because I like Pokemon. When did y'all like get into it, or is it just you, or is it both
Oh,
of
it's
y'all?
both of us. We're both nerds. I was so proud when I was 10. I saved up all my money, got my dad to get me up at 4 a.m. for Black Friday,
Oh,
and went and got
fun.
myself a Game Boy Color. That was like the best day of my young life. And I forgot to save up for a game. So my dad bought me Pokemon Yellow because I wanted a Pokemon game, and it had just come out.
Yeah.
So I've been playing since then.
Do you still have it?
The Yellow, yes. The rest of my old Game Boy games, the Game Boy Color, I don't have.
Oh.
I still have the game, and I have a Game Boy SP. I play it on occasionally.
Yeah.
But I painted it with nail polish. That's how much of a...
That's how long you've had it.
That's how long I had it.
How long have you been into it?
See, I'm also a nerd, but I'm also half Japanese and half Mexican, so I'd say the Japanese part really plays into me having known about it early on. But I used to do the trading card game when it first came out.
Yeah.
I didn't do the Pokemon games until like the third generation, so
Yeah.
what is that, like early 2000s?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Something like that.
And then I just kept on it, but I'm also a collector, so I made sure I backtracked and picked up all the games.
So do you have like the red, blue, and green too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, maybe not green because I haven't been to Japan recently or didn't have the money when I used to go to Japan to pick up green, but I do have all the games that came out in America.
I haven't seen. I got a Game Boy Color with the yellow, the one with Pikachu,
Yeah.
and I bought it on. I looked for it for like 3-4, like a week probably, and I finally found it on like eBay and bought it. And it's not as great as I thought it was.
Oh,
Back
it was
in the day.
wonderful.
Oh, yeah, back in the
whenever-
day.
Back in the day, yeah.
It was great. It was fun. Now, like, my neck hurts. I think it's just age getting to me.
Well, and now with the technology advancing so much, you're like, what are these little pixels?
Yeah.
Such a small, non-lit screen,
Yeah.
you know? It can just be a little bit...
It's like, hurry up,
Yeah.
Nintendo, remake this.
Yeah, they need to.
Yeah.
I'd love that game.
Isn't that what's coming out this year?
Something
A
like
remake
that.
of Yellow.
Oh, really?
But it's more Pokemon Go mechanics, so it's like, I don't know. if
They're
I-
making like a movie, aren't they? Like a
They are.
Pikachu Detective Pikachu or something like that.
Oh, they are making a Pikachu
I forgot
detective
about
movie.
that. I
With like
intentionally
Ryan
forgot about
Reynolds,
that.
I think. Very
Yeah, but-
random.
I mean, he would be great though.
As Deadpool, but I wouldn't. Not alongside Pikachu.
Well, there was a joke running around that the internet wanted Danny DeVito to voice Pikachu for that.
That would be pretty funny. That would be
So
pretty funny.
small.
So are y'all into like the superhero movies and stuff too?
I like them. I do. I'm not as big a nerd as my dad in that regards, though. He'll say, "Oh yeah, that's so much like the comics," or "That's not like the comics." I'm like, "That was a good movie. That was great. That was great. Let's watch it again."
Yeah, I'm not really into the comics either. I just started the movies. Really, is what got me
Yeah, and
into the
that's-
superhero stuff.
Completely fine. I mean, they're good movies, but they're also doing it in a way that my dad approves. You know, the comic book nerds that are like,
Yeah.
"I know everything." So
The ones that read it back in the day.
Yeah.
yeah.
I never read them, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know much about like Pikachu or the comics or any of that. So I'm
Yeah.
just kind of hanging out with it, learning as I go.
They were great. Not well. To today's standards, they're not that great on the like Game Boy Color and stuff, but they were great.
But for their
games.
time, yeah, they were
yeah,
I
advanced.
love
They
them.
were good.
So do you like connect with like your Japanese like ancestry or heritage or something?
relatives or whatever. In a way, I guess. I'm not sure how to answer that.
Well, the culture is
Yeah,
just
the culture,
very
like,
different.
Yeah.
And some of that just would not make sense here.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of the culture over there will only be people who live there,
Yeah.
which is sad. And then your dad didn't bring much of the culture with him. He did more trying to integrate into his mom's culture, you know,
Yeah.
Hispanic, you know, Mexican. So he got the nerdy stuff, the tendency to do that kind of stuff, but not much else.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess I do walk around home with like my shoes off. I usually take them off when
Yeah, we have
we
a-
get in. That's
A place
probably
for our shoes, just because.
the closest I actually get.
Take my shoes off at the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you kind of veered more towards, I guess, the Hispanic culture from your mom.
Probably a little bit more.
Y'all weren't you weren't in Houston when that hurricane hit. were you?
Thankfully, no.
We'd
but,
actually just left
Did it
a few days
affect your
before
family at
from
all?
visiting. Yeah.
Again, thankfully, no. Despite there being like a creek that runs through the neighborhood and right like 50 feet out from their backyard, they were fine. The house
Well, the
never
yard
flooded.
flooded.
Well,
Well, the water never
There's-
reached in, which that's a
that
really
just
good
means
thing.
they
Yeah.
have good grass.
Yeah.
Houston grass is like thick.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Well, anything. I'm from San Antonio, and I feel like any humid area is like the grass is like. I want to say Bermuda, but I don't even know what that means when I say
like
Bermuda
fescue,
grass.
Yeah.
Just like the.
I just hear my dad say fescue all the time. So.
It's just like really green and beautiful. Honestly, I feel
It
like
looks
all year
pretty, but it
round.
grows fast.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have
That's
to
what
mow
humid
more
over there.
often.
And so it's like humid. I hate it when it's like humid. You walk outside, you're sweating. Somebody's cutting the grass, and you're just like stuck with that like fresh grass. It's
Yep.
like the worst. It's itchy. It's awful.
It really, I hated that.
So go ahead.
Oh, you can go.
Okay.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
All right. So, do y'all put like the nutritional facts on here, or no?
We
or is
put
it?
all of our packages have our name, address, email. Does it have Facebook?
No.
Okay. The net carb count and the full ingredient list.
No.
We don't put calories. We don't put protein, fat. But we do have that available if you ever want to ask.
Yeah.
He carries it on his phone to the markets. We have it on a big Excel sheet on the computer. But, what's most important for low-carb keto dieters is the carbs, yeah. So we have that on everything.
Yeah. That's why I feel whenever because I was strict on the keto, and like I counted my macros, but I'm mainly just worried about where my carbs stayed.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like some percentage fat, some percentage protein, and
Right.
then like I think only 15 to 20 carbs a day kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing I worried about. So most of the time, I think I was probably eating more protein than fat. But
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, but I was just like, as long as my carbs are low and I feel in my head that it's working, it works. But like on a day in and day out for like people who are just starting keto, or like people like me who did keto for a while but then got stagnant. Like I got so tired of like I felt like I ate the same thing every day, and I felt like I could never have sweets. I could never like be creative enough to think of something else. Like what is like? Do you guys have on your website like for instance like a meal plan or like creative things to eat when you're over the whole stale part of the?
We don't have any
Eggs and
meal
bacon in the
plans.
morning.
I don't trust myself to do that because I've looked up meal plans. And I'm like, I don't eat that. That sounds gross.
Yeah.
But we will start using our blog to post recipes, food recipes.
Yeah.
We're not going to part with our cookie recipes.
Yeah.
But that's actually we're going to start this week with taco shells.
Oh,
I have a
okay.
recipe for you can make taco shells or chips, crackers with this
That's
recipe.
what I was gonna ask.
And I was going to put that on the blog probably tomorrow when I make them. And he's going to put them on Instagram.
Yeah, that's
Because
also what we're using
that's-
our Instagram for. Kind of like, hey, on our off time, because we're clearly not baking all throughout the week. So, what else are we doing during the week? And I figured that the Instagram page might just be a better idea for
Instead of
like, hey, look,
putting
this
on
is what was for
Yeah.
lunch today.
Yeah.
Like you can be a little creative. You can.
Well, and there's a lot of like, especially since you guys, sell this stuff and provide it. There's a lot of people out there that just have like an Instagram page that is like, I guess like a fitness, meal
Yeah.
thing every day. But you guys at least like provide the recipes and provide the actual like, here you go, you can
Right.
buy this for whatever. And I think that's really neat.
Yeah, because we kind of want to be another like source for help, because there's some people who say, oh, like you can see some of the keto recipes that pop up on Facebook, like those video recipes, and they look really nice, but sometimes they look really complicated. So I've heard people say, oh, but I don't have time to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Half the time, if we're not making it something fancy, sometimes it's usually, all right, let's go to the grocery store, pick up a thing of meat, cook the meat, maybe grab like a steam bag of, let's say,
Vegetables.
cauliflower or green beans, just throw that in the microwave, and you're good. They're nothing complex, it doesn't take that long.
Yeah.
and
Easy.
you say it doesn't take that long. I'm the one that cooks.
That's what I was going to ask.
It's 'cause you
Who
cook
does
better.
what? And
I
this-
cook. I have more experience cooking, I guess. But if we're being lazy and I don't want to cook, sometimes we just go to Walmart and get a rotisserie chicken and
Yeah, and
just
that's-
eat the chicken.
Yeah.
Here. And I was
What
going
is
to bring
this?
this out earlier, but that is one of our new items that's going to be order only. It's actually peanut butter fudge.
Is it like an ice cream?
It's a peanut butter fudge.
Oh,
It's just
fudge.
it won't.
Sorry.
It's fudge, but it's
many-
dairy free, egg free, gluten free, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
How many carbs was it? Like 2 per that 3 maybe.
Well, see, the way that we like do carbs and stuff is like you said earlier, we have an Excel sheet, so whenever we use a new recipe, I can just put the appropriate amounts of everything that we use and see what it comes up as. But I prefer a round up, just because a lot of the way that the government works in terms of nutritional labels, they let them round down if it's under 0.5?
Yeah, 0.5. And some places, like especially like cheese, they'll round down the serving so they don't have to put carbs. Say a fourth cup, which is 1 ounce of cheese, they put less than 1. But if you put a full cup as a serving, you'd have to put, the 4 or 5 that are probably in that cup.
So instead of us,
any of this.
Yeah.
I didn't know. The only thing I was aware of was something about the calories. They don't have to be. They don't have to be right. They can round down. Like they can be off by at least, I think, anywhere from
It's
25
a
to 50.
yeah.
yeah.
Which
Yeah, I
was
heard
like,
about that too. And you guys can eat that. I've eaten like 5 this week.
I'm gonna eat it then.
But yeah, so
do you mind if I touch it? Okay.
so instead of like us going, it's 3.4 net carbs, I don't care about that. We'll always round up. So if it's 3.4, 3.9, 3.01, that's 4.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be sure. It's like, I don't know if the label told me the truth. I don't know if that's 0.5. I don't know if that's 0.3.
That's so good.
Yeah.
We're just going to round it up and call that good.
I told you I've eaten like 5 this
So
week
good.
since I made it.
Is it?
Have a bite.
And this is the
Peanut butter fudge,
peanut-
right?
Yeah.
It's also good.
Yeah, it melts
Do you
pretty
guys-
fast. That's why it's going to be order only.
That's what I was gonna say. Do you guys give that? I remember now. I remember you saying it's order only, but
Yeah, we're going to make it order only because it will melt. We took
That's
it to one of our friends, and just on the car ride over, it melted enough that she had to use a spoon.
And we had
like
that
even
in
in
the
the little
press.
cooler. I was gonna say
Yeah.
even in the cooler.
So, are y'all like the people when y'all get invited to parties? They tell y'all, okay, bring like cinnamon rolls or something like.
Just
bake
because they
something.
know you guys
Yeah.
bake, because that's where I fall in.
We have, yes.
Yeah.
But one other thing is anyone who's lucky enough to be in a group with Peter, because engineering, you do a lot of groups. He'll take cookies with
Yeah.
him to like study groups and stuff.
Well, like normal cookies,
I
not
might
not
have to sign
keto.
back up for tech.
Yeah, you need to go to that engineering class.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do have friends that are like, hey, what would you like to make? And we could just take chips, and no one like forces us, but we prefer to have something we can eat,
Yeah.
and then might as well make enough for everyone.
So, have you ever tried like being vegan or vegetarian?
I couldn't give up meat. I'm sorry.
That's my same answer. I
Though
love meat too much.
My mom is vegetarian though. She did every dinner we had meat, and we had vegetarian dishes. And I will admit sometimes I didn't want meat and would just go, but I couldn't do that full time. Just it wouldn't be possible for me.
I tried doing the vegetarian for like a month. I'm like, I'm gonna lose all this weight, and then I didn't realize that I'm literally eating pastas and like, because I was still eating cheese, but I was eating like godly amounts of carbs. I'm never once thought like, how about a salad?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't eat this, so I'm gonna eat
How about
pastas
fettuccine
or
Alfredo
yeah,
or-
exactly, anything like that. And so I was just like, yeah, I packed on like 10 pounds in a month, and I was like, maybe I don't need to do the vegan or vegetarian thing anymore. Like,
Yeah, and I know people who vegan and vegetarian works for them, and if something works for you, stick with it. It's just I'm not gonna say keto for life. Everyone's keto. Everyone should be keto. It's like no, there are different body types, different metabolisms, and if your morals and your health works with veganism and vegetarianism, go for it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
yeah.
Like we do have several vegan items on the menu too. All those mixes, the tortillas are actually vegan.
Mhm.
So
That's what I was gonna ask. Are you guys gonna start making like tortilla, like keto tortilla chip like bags? Like United has that big old clear bag of like all these chips.
I mean, we can.
Or do you guys just like? Are y'all just gonna kind of give out the recipe for the tortilla? So I think it'd be
we've thought
really
about
fun.
it, and I'm leaning more towards giving out the recipe with the tortillas, just because that's a lot of oil that we'd have to cook batch after batch after batch.
It's true.
It's a lot of different packaging that we'd have to deal with, and
Well, I think just selling the tortillas in general would be good because I mean
And it's
anybody
more
can
versatile,
go home and
yeah.
make a chip, I guess.
That's kind of how it goes with that and
I was just
the
being
bread that we
crazy.
have.
some people have
we-
asked us why we don't slice our bread. Well, for one, there's too much discrepancy. I can make 10 slices. He can make 15.
Yeah.
So, that's a lot of difference for like, oh, one piece of bread. How much carbs is that going to be? So, and then what if you want to make croutons? You want the bigger pieces so they can get, the big croutons. Well, I don't want to sell you something that you're not going to want to use. We want people to use it how they want to. If you want to cut the loaf in half and then half again and have a sub, that works.
Do that. Yeah. That's true. I mean, that's a good point to look at it, though. What time? You guys are there Saturday?
9 a.m. to 3. If the weather's nice, it's not too hot, we'll sometimes still stay till 5. And on Junk Fest, which is we have a bunch of crafters and stuff. They join us on the last weekend of every month. Okay. We'll stay till 5 then, just because of the crowds.
Yeah.
We get swarmed, and it's like we're not leaving anytime soon.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either. So last weekend of every month, y'all stay till 5.
And y'all are there every Saturday?
Every Saturday until the end of October. And that's because, a lot of the vendors are produce vendors, and they start, gradually weaning off because summer's over. Mm-hmm. But we will be there every single
every single Junk Fest.
Yeah, the last Saturday of every month we'll be there year round. Okay. And we will be open for, orders, deliveries, pickups throughout the year. Unless, we post otherwise, like, hey, we're going to go visit someone's visiting us.
Yeah, and so you said, like, at your stand, I guess, say I were to order a loaf of bread today, I could pick it up Saturday.
Yeah, you can pick it up.
But you want at least 2 days to make it? Is that what you're saying?
That's mainly because, what if we don't have this? What if we don't have that? Okay. We can run out to town, get it real quick. And then being students, we might not have, especially during the school year, that 2 days just means, when can we bake it? When can we deliver it? Just to make sure that we're not pushing ourselves.
Yeah. Or that you can make it in a timely manner. Because usually people, when they order something, me as a consumer, if I want it there on Saturday, I want it there on Saturday. You know what I mean? So as long as you guys tell us, like, 2-3 days in advance, then that's at least something that we can't get mad about if I ordered a day in advance,
Yeah, and we do make exceptions, especially right now when we're not in school, but we will be tightening those up over, as we get closer to school and as we have classes.
Yeah. So on your Instagram and, like, website, they can message you, and that's where they can put, because your Instagram has your webpage on it, correct?
I think it does.
I don't know.
Another point on Facebook and
it does. I looked earlier.
I don't know anything.
So your Instagram has your webpage on it, and then do people click on there to order, or can you order just like send a message through Instagram?
Some people do Facebook messages. A lot of our orders come through Facebook Messenger. You can send us an email. You could send us, there's a contact us tab on the website. And then if you send us all the details through Instagram Messenger, that would be fine too. We've had people call in, text in. It's just as long as you get the information to us. And the other thing is, if you send us an email or a text and we don't respond within 24 hours, spam us. Because it might not have gotten to us.
Yeah.
We do check the email every once in a while, but just sometimes it doesn't get to us for some reason.
Yeah.
So we don't mind spam if we don't respond.
Okay.
So people emailing you, do you say they should wait to get a confirmation email from y'all before they show up Saturday, like, hey, where's my cookies? And you're like,
yes. You always want a confirmation because we'll also tell you the price, how much, some people whenever they order, they don't say, oh, I want to pick it up, I want to deliver, so we'll have to prompt. Yeah. What day do you want it? What time? Do you want to come pick it up? Do you want us to deliver it? So up until now, no one sent us all that in one message. So we've had to go and back and forth.
Because you might place an order and we're like, all right, so we'll just forward that by 2 days. So if we get one yesterday, we'd say, hey, it'll be ready on Thursday, or are you picking it up on Saturday, or when is this for?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess because, this is a different form of ordering, mostly it's like more of an Etsy kind of thing,
Right.
like if I go to Amazon, it tells me when it's going to be there and how it's going to be there, whereas this, you guys are like, we're human. Let us know when.
It's like,
we're here.
It's not, we can get it to you in the same day. Yeah. And that's mainly because what if we're going on a date? Like, You're taking me on a date later, so that's
Well, we don't have to order anything today.
Yeah. Don't
But-
order anything today, guys.
so we couldn't. Life happens, so we want to make sure we have plenty of time. That if something does happen, we can still get done. If we run out of a certain type of flour, we can go out to a store and hopefully pick some up. If it's not
Yeah.
one of our specialty things we have to order.
So, and you guys have been doing this for a year or about a year and a half?
Yeah, our first market was last May.
Yeah. And have y'all gotten to where you're like tired of it, or is it still just as exciting?
It's still fun.
as it
Yeah,
was
it's
last
fun.
year?
I mean, setting up, taking down, that's of course
It has to
tiresome,
be like,
yeah.
Yeah.
But we always meet new kinds of people. We make friends, and so it's always been exciting.
Yeah.
And
It's a good way to network too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think our personalities just kind of like it because you get to talk to people. You get to. So I mean, you do get the people
Interaction.
walking by. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
If I'm gonna eat something sweet, I'm gonna go all sugar, all the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, have a nice day.
Yeah.
Bye.
That was unnecessary. Good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't need to know that. Thanks.
But we do get the people like, oh my gosh, my husband was just diagnosed yesterday, last week, a month ago, and he loves sandwiches. He cannot eat anything but sandwiches or, something like that.
Yeah.
And we have bread.
Mm-hmm.
We have actually had a customer who she buys bread in bulk, freezes them for her husband. So
That's
she
really-
can make sure he doesn't do more damage to his body as a type 2 diabetic. It's like, that makes, a month for us whenever
Yeah.
someone like that comes around. And it makes it worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, and especially it makes it worth to know you're like helping, because keto isn't just like you said. It's for like people that are diabetic or like with health problems, And so it makes it nice to know that you're like making it more not feasible, but just like accessible for people to like
Convenient.
at least get started on it, and
Yeah.
like I think that's really neat.
Yeah, and I don't think we expected to have so much effect whenever we started.
Mhm.
We just thought, we'd be a convenient thing, but then all these people are like, I'm going to order cookies so I can take them to work every single day so
Yeah.
that I have that little sweet thing to help me keep going.
Oh
in
yeah,
my
I'm such a
monotonous-
sweet tooth eater.
Yeah.
I would always grab like a handful of like dark chocolate, and that was like my snack.
See, that was me
But
too.
I'm like, this would have been so nice for me not to give up. Why didn't you introduce me to them earlier?
'Cause
That's
I
so
didn't know
rude.
about 'em.
Well, you know what? That's rude.
That's why I brought you here. 'Cause
I know.
you
He
were
was like,
into it.
hey, I know you're into keto. Do you want to come with me to my interview? I was like, yes. Let me pick some brains a little bit.
So, yeah, just let if you have, I don't know if y'all have any more questions or
Anything else you all
Yeah,
want to
anything
like
else y'all
say
wanna
as far
say?
as advertising or information for us?
That's you too.
All right. We do have cake pops. We have 3 different flavors. We have lemon, red velvet, and chocolate. Each with different allergens. Each with different,
Yeah.
sensitivity. One of them's dairy free. But we have those on our table each day for a $1 pop. But those 3 can be made
That's
into
weird.
cupcakes and cakes on order.
Oh,
So
okay.
we do have the capability to do like birthday cakes, event cakes. We have specific icings that have been approved by whoever makes the decisions for cottage bakery laws that are legal for us to do, and they taste good.
Okay.
They're still keto. So we can do that. You just have to contact us. What flavors, what size. We'll get you a price because not a lot of people know that.
Yeah.
But we have had orders for it. We also use erythritol. I know that's important.
Yeah.
Specifically because only 1% of people have a bad reaction to it. And because on the glycemic index, which is a measure of how fast something raises your blood sugar, it's 1. And sugar is 67.
oh wow.
Atlanta.
So that's the main reason why we use erythritol. I'm just trying to think of what questions people ask us. KAP, Kelsey and Peter, or
Yeah.
keto and paleo. You can take it either way.
Well, yeah, think of those because I mean those are questions we obviously didn't think that ask.
we get a lot of questions.
Even though I'm like interested in keto, it's still I'm not like strict on it where I'm like, what kind of sugar do y'all use? You know, like, I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh, that
No,
sounds
and-
good. Let's eat
and,
that.
And I feel like we should be answering like those questions because I feel like we're taking from our like Q&A from our page.
Well,
Because
we gradually expanded that because we did get people asking this. It's like, well, we have the answer, but maybe other people will not know that.
Yeah,
So
and
there's
that's
that.
true.
Those.
yeah.
Let's see what else. Everything we have is gluten free except for our oat fiber breads, and that's because the gluten is the pure gluten taken from the wheat flour. It's 70-80% protein.
Yeah.
Adds protein back to the bread, and it also gives us that stretchiness to the bread without a ton of eggs. Because keto breads are eggy.
Yeah, kind of like the keto pancakes
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling you about. Yeah.
So, and it is 12 net carbs per loaf. We don't do the slices I told you because I'm bad at it.
But I mean, that's good though. So like on a day that, like, say I'm like walking down the farmer's market and I'm like, ooh, keto, like, and I haven't ordered anything for y'all. I don't know anything about y'all. I've never met y'all. What do you guys just have readily available on almost every weekend, other than like orders?
I would say a lot.
We do change up the selection every once in a while. Right now we're into muffins. We have almost all of our muffins out there. So this weekend I know we will have cinnamon walnut, cinnamon swirl, chocolate zucchini chocolate, which is a dairy-free chocolate, banana nut muffins, and then we always have 3 basic cookies. We have chocolate chip, snickerdoodle, and peanut butter. Because, you know, the classics.
Yeah.
But this
Who doesn't
season,
like those?
we also have 2 seasonal cookies. The coffee bean, which is egg-free, so it's a shortbread cookie, and full of caffeine. And has more of a bittersweet taste. So, you know, coffee.
Yeah.
And then the s'mores, which are a vanilla cookie. And you have both these cookies in that pack that you're taking with you.
I have both.
She said y'all.
No, she said you, and she
She
pointed
did
at
say
me.
you. She pointed at the box.
Pointed at me.
But
Don't
the
look at me.
s'mores,
Whatever.
it's a vanilla cookie with chocolate chunks, and we do chop up chocolate bars, 85% dark, graham cracker and marshmallow on top. The marshmallows and graham crackers we make from scratch because you can't find low carb sugar free.
Can't just go to
Yeah.
Walmart and go like, oh yes, I will
So
take
we
the
found a
sugar-free
recipe.
marshmallows.
Yeah, we found recipes and we make them into the s'mores summer. Great
Yeah.
combination. We will, starting at the end of this month, start bringing out some of our fall stuff because some of our close friends are in our farms who are also at the farmers market. They started getting their pumpkins in. So the pumpkin
okay.
spice is coming out at the end of the month.
Okay.
That's exciting.
But we always have our bread. We always have, an assortment of brownie, cinnamon rolls, pretzels. We always have the cake pops.
Cookies, muffins,
I already said those.
tortillas, and those 3 dry those
you'll
3
have
dry
tortillas
mixes.
and like loaves of breads and stuff too.
Yeah, we bring
Such
them
a
out.
combination.
And we like bringing things so people can try.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to order things because we do have a delivery charge and,
Yeah.
the hassle of... But if you're there and it's there, that might be more enticing.
Yeah.
But we
That's
also, kind of want to put out there, hey, think about it. What could you do with this? Maybe next week you'll come back.
Well, and like you said, because I'm like that. I'm not gonna order something I've never tried, but I'm willing to like walk by and be like, oh, well, it's only however much money. I'll get it.
Or,
I don't like
oh,
it.
that looks good, or smells good, because some of them you can smell through the package.
Yeah.
It's usually the cinnamon.
Or peanut butter.
Yeah, and that's what we like doing. So the sampler pack actually for most of the cookies has one less cookie than you would normally find on our table, but we like to keep things small. So say you pick up a pack of cookies, it's going to run you like $2 for 3.
Yeah,
'Cause-
that's our baseline for cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, some of them are a little bit cheaper, some of them are a little bit more expensive, especially like the s'mores.
Yeah.
But we typically have a 3-pack for $2. Again, there's differences, but a lot of the smaller cookies, because a lot of people think cookie, they think something the size of your hand or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't do that because, well, I have self-control issues. If you give me a cookie that big, I will have to finish it.
Same.
And there are other people like that. Some people just want a small, quick bite. And portion control is something that's really good on keto.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to overeat whenever you just have one small thing,
That's
rather
true.
than like a giant cookie.
No, that's true.
So I know a lot of people have asked us, why are your cookies so small? Why are your muffins so small? It's like, because It's
Well,
easier
because
to
your eyes
not
are bigger
overdo
than
it.
your stomach, okay?
It's easy to overdo it whenever you have something that big.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
No, that's a very good point.
So do y'all like ship some of y'all stuff to like other? Because I know I have a friend that lives in Oklahoma that does a keto diet. I don't know if he's ever going to listen to my podcast or anything. But if he does, do y'all like ship like sweets or?
Right. So right now we can't do that just because we operate under the cottage food bakery laws, and they don't let us do that.
it's illegal to ship things. It's illegal to take money over the internet. Except for certain recipes, it's illegal to, say, have raw cream cheese that hasn't been baked, raw, butter, like frostings. I told you we have a specific recipe from a certified website. But for, we want to be legal. We don't want to do anything badly. So we can't ship things. We cannot take online payments.
Okay.
And we cannot do like a pure cheesecake or something like that. I know a
Okay.
lot of people have been asking us for cheesecake. We did find a compromise. We have Japanese baked cheesecake, which it's fluffier and it's baked, so it's legal. And it's still cheesecake.
And I'd say the only like way around that is, let's say if you were to buy something for him and ship it to him, that's not us. That was y'all's
that's your
business.
problem.
Yeah.
I didn't
that's
know
your
there was like
anymore.
laws like prohibiting
I didn't
you
either.
from doing
Well,
this or doing
It's to protect consumers from foodborne illness, because if you ship something, you have to be able to guarantee that it's not going to be poisonous by the time it gets there. It's not going to mold. I actually have a story where my grandma was like, "Oh, you like grapes? Let's wash some and send them to you in the mail." They molded before they got to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thought counts.
Yeah,
Thought
that's
counts.
all that matters.
But-
Just wine at that.
But so we would love to. We would love to spread it. And businesses with a professional kitchen that gets inspected every so often by the health department, they can ship things because they get inspected.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get inspected regularly, and we do have that notification on every single package.
Again, part of the cottage bakery laws.
Yeah.
But we do. I mean, we're gonna say we keep things clean. We don't,
Well, we have to keep things cleaner than clean because we're dealing with like 3 different
Gluten,
allergens.
yeah.
So we deal with gluten once, we deal with almond flour, so people with nut allergies. We deal with peanut butter, people with peanut allergies. So we really have to keep everything pretty clean
Yeah.
in between everything.
But it's mainly to protect. Hey, you don't know if the bread's gonna mold by the time you get there. This is gonna go stale, or that's my concern. I don't think the government cares about stale cookies. But once we get a storefront, we will be able to start doing that. But for now, we can't. We personally cannot ship things as the business to anyone anywhere.
It's just crazy to find out that there's like laws from that.
The government and the local government, state government, the United States government want to protect consumers from foodborne illness outbreaks.
Yeah.
So they keep a tight leash on a lot of things. Now, some of it doesn't quite make sense to if from people in the business. Like one of the laws is you can pickle cucumbers, but you can't sell pickled anything else, even though it's the same process. And it's it's the government trying to protect people, so we understand.
It may not make sense. It may not make sense, but I guess.
Yeah. Well,
that's just.
I never knew about all
Yeah, I
those
didn't
laws
either.
I would have just shipped anything. I'd be like, here you go. Take it.
Yeah, we
FBI
did a lot of
knocking on the door.
research before starting the bakery, not just into the recipes, but what can we do that's on this side of the law, on the right side of the law.
Yeah.
What will make sure that we don't get in trouble. We'll protect our customers the most too. Because we, even though none of our stuff will go bad in the few hours we're out there, I keep a cooler with us.
Yeah.
And I will switch things in and out so nothing gets too hot.
Yeah.
So, small things like that I try and do, but we also make sure everything's legal by the government standards.
Yeah. Well, you definitely don't want to be shut down before you
No.
picked it off the ground. You know what I
No.
mean?
Or
thrown
get
in the
that kind of
trunk.
reputation. Because if
Yeah.
you see a health department at a food stand at a farmer's market, you're not going to stop and think about it. You're going to be like, oh, I don't want to see them.
Yeah.
So,
Never going back to them.
yeah.
Okay, so where can everybody get in touch with you if they want to order something or off of like social media or
You know, I'd say your best bet is Facebook. I mean, I do have like the Facebook app and the Instagram app on my phone, and I also have Gmail. So
it
I'd
all
say,
pops up.
like, one of us will see it.
But you can Google KAP Bakery, Lubbock. It'll have links to our website, links to the Facebook. You know, you go through Facebook, you can just message us. You go through our website, there's a contact us button. You can email us, and you have the email kapbakery@gmail.
At gmail.com.
Yeah. So we're trying to be open about how you can contact us. You know, we don't want to
miss
be
anyone.
inaccessible. Yeah.
Or just like, oh, you can only contact us by smoke signal. Or no, like,
Yeah.
you know, send us an email, send us a Facebook message.
And that's another thing. We know how busy people's schedules are. That's why we're so open about the delivery and the pickup. You know, because as students, we're busy, but, you know, just as people, we're busy. And we know other people who, life happens. You know, it's going to be complicated, messy. That's why we're like, hey, if you're in town, you can come by on a day you'll know you'll be here, and, you know, schedule it for pickup. We can deliver if that's, you know, more convenient for you.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't like limit it to like, oh, you can only pick stuff up on Saturdays while we're there.
Yeah.
It's like we want to be more accessible. We want to be more convenient, because there is no convenience with keto.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
So are y'all just like y'all just take cash, or like
We take cash, and we also have a Square, so we can take cards as well.
Oh, okay.
We can take checks, but we'd prefer not over, say, $25, just in case it bounces.
Yeah.
You know, that's just a practical limit. But we take all three. We don't take PayPal because I don't want to mess with PayPal. We don't take money orders or traveler's checks, or, you know, it's cash, card, check. You know, the basic three.
The basics.
Oh, that's cool. Do you have any?
No. Do you guys do? Oh, I do. I'm sorry. Do you guys do? And you said no PayPal, but what about a Venmo? Because I feel like that's like the big thing now. It's like instead of using PayPal, people use Venmo.
I'm actually not familiar with Venmo.
I don't know what that is.
Oh,
I think
really?
it's like an off-brand of PayPal. Isn't it?
Well,
not an off-brand,
kind
but
of.
like
It's
the same
like
thing.
a easier form of PayPal. You know, you put in your card account, and then nobody sees that. It's obviously the same thing as PayPal, and then you just kind of look up that person. And with PayPal, like, if I were to give you $20, you would get like $18 because it charges you like 75 cents. You get what, $19.25, and then to put it into your account, it charges you another 25. So you really only get, you know, 18 something for it. Which with Venmo, it's totally free. And so and a lot of people, because I'm currently in cosmetology school, and that's how I receive a lot of my payments is Venmo instead of like cash.
Well, we'd have to look into it because, again, we can't take online payments, and that might count. PayPal halfway counts, so that's why we avoid it. Because, you know, we can't take online payments, and PayPal halfway goes into that territory, so we'd have to. That's why we typically stick to, you know, swiping a card, putting card information into the Square app, that kind of thing, or cash, you know, check.
Oh, that's super cool. Well, I've had. Do you have anything else?
No, I don't have anything else. No, thank you. I had a great time. Thank you all so much
this
for
was
having
fun.
us.
Thank you all.
And thank you for the goodies.
Oh, yes.